My name is Gaddafi. Did 19 years New York State maximum security prison. Went in at 19, came out at 38. I've been home for the last 9 years now. I do own a business in PA. I currently live in Florida. Just moved down here, and my case is kind of similar to everybody's case. You know, mine is against police for New York State. I mean, for New York City Police, and I actually was like, in order for them to like, they didn't want to dismiss anything. I had to force their hand because it was so many people involved. It was more political than anything. The judge was hiding evidence, the DA was hiding evidence, and the whole police department was hiding evidence. It came down to wire that as I started asking pertinent questions and I started running into some guys that were jailhouse lawyers and they're older than me, they hit me to a certain things. And you know, a lot of times we get emotional in our cases. I just needed a new set of eyes to see what exactly was going on, because like all of us, when we get emotional, we miss key facts. So one of those key factors was that I kept saying, yo, how they dismiss the weapon, but bring it to my trial. And then an old timer hit me and he said, yo, you know, they didn't just dismiss the weapon, but they also transformed the weapon from a handgun into a machine gun. And that kind of opened up doors where instead of people wanting to admit, they asked me to remove my 440 so that they can do a thorough investigation. And if I feel that the investigation was favorable, and then we'll move on from there. If not, and then I could always resubmit. I removed it, and then they came back and they didn't even wait for me to go to no board or anything. They just kicked me out the jail, sent me to a shelter. Although they had my address and everything to go home, they just sent me to a shelter. I stayed a day inside there, told them I wasn't going back. Then they came back and they actually called and was like, listen, we got a favorable determination for you to, you know, everything seemed like the evidence wasn't adding up. So, you know, that's my story.
Hey, real quick too,
along
with this story, if you guys could, when you got, I hate the word reentry, but when you walked out, whether freed, exonerated, because that's all just terminology, case dismissed by a judge, you know, what are some of the things that would have made things, your path easier? Or if you're still struggling with things, you know, what are some things that you're struggling with? What we, you know, because I want to get to know how we can better each one of us and each one of the situations, and for the ones to come. What are the things? So with that said, whoever wants to go next.
I think I could add on to that because it always lead me into that avenue of having to open up Pandora's box, especially when it comes down to looking for employment. I got to a point where is that I started creating my own jobs for myself, because when it comes down to certain things, although they have they run your background, those things still pop up. Whether it's exonerated or not, there's still an arrest on your record. It still pop up. And then you got to come back and say, listen, man, at one point I was arrested, I was convicted, falsely accused, et cetera, but then I got an exoneration. So now I got to open up Pandora's box to say why it is that you should even be looking towards to hire me, type of thing. But after going through that on a series of numerous occasions, I just got tired of it and was like, man, I ain't explaining nothing no more. I'm gonna just create my own job for self and others and do things from there. You know what I mean? After a while, now they run my record, things pop up, but then it also has like a letter in there from the judge and from the district attorney's office saying that all of this was exonerated and dismissed, vacated.
Does that affect, I mean, and I wondered that too, when it says, have you been convicted of a felony, what do you put?
You still have to put yes, Well, it's tricky. Well, you still have to put yes because they still run it. They still run your background check, but it also shows up that you've been that the indictment was dismissed, vacated, and that you've been exonerated. I mean, I've done that even on my license to carry. So in that form, when you're filling out that form, everything is like no, because they say once you got your exoneration, and then it's like you didn't have no record before. But even so, when it comes down from that on a federal form or on an employment form, you still got to let them know this is what happened. But, in the inference of it, these are the other measures that took place, and this is why I'm considered to be a non-felon.
Prove that you, no matter what, and that's why it can't be sealed. It can't be. It needs to be completely removed because we still deal with it, no matter when, where, how. It's still getting brought up to us, in our heads. We have to discuss it. We have to talk about it, and so a
Yeah.
lot of times that'll stop a job just right there. Just when somebody reads that, oh, they won't even mess with you.
Yeah,
So
Right.
good.
anyhow,
So just to touch on what y'all talking about, um, you know that a LLC is an entity, right? And you know that an EIN and a social security number is equivalent, right?
Yeah.
So basically, I got my name as a LLC, right? My whole name is a LLC, and I can use my EIN as a social security number if I have to sign up for things. And you never have to worry about it. Now, I don't work for people, I work with people. So, but I'm just saying for those that was dealing with issues like that and needed to, not have to deal with that nonsense, then that's possibly one of the
Okay.
approaches. Yeah.
Okay. So let me intervene. So if I can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
Okay. So back to introduction. My name is Darren Price. I was serving 24 years for a crime that I didn't commit in Memphis, Tennessee. It's amazing because they put me in prison with the person who murdered my mom, and they didn't even know it. It's sad because they knew I wasn't the person that did the crime the day before they arrested me, and they still arrested me. So it's amazing that, the new prosecutor, Steve Mulroy's office told the judge that Mr. Price never lied. He told the truth from day one. And yet, I'm already with the police at my house. What perfect alibi do I need? I'm with the police. And they never mentioned it for 24 years. Said that the 911 call didn't help me. They said even though no fingerprints in this case belong to me, that still wouldn't stop me from being the perpetrator of the crime. Had one lawyer, ain't no lawyer ever helped me do nothing. Every document I prepared myself. I remember this lawyer telling me, chill out. You don't qualify for DNA testing. What? You know, it's like when you speak about this system, I was forced, and I believe all of us was forced to learn the law, whether we liked it or not. Me, I became intrigued with it. Federal, state, civil, and criminal. And all these social security numbers in this court system. Like, how do you allow individuals to come give a certificate or uh, of identification? How do you allow an individual to come downtown to sign out an affidavit of complaint when it's against the law to someone to sign their name without authority? It's a Class E felony for anyone to sign your name without given authority to do so. The law system is I don't understand the law system, but they do say it's a double-edged sword. The same person willing it can get cut. So all of us have suffered from this injustice. What do we do about it? Because we know that.
Can you mention
Yes.
some of that stuff you was talking to me about earlier about the whole
Okay.
conference as a whole?
Okay. So what we want to do is we understand that the Tennessee Innocent Projects and all the innocent projects that are there for us are blessings. These are God's people. Every innocent project that exists, those are God's people. Now, some of the people in there might not be God knowing or God fearing or whatever, but the fact is that we are all out right now due to some of these innocent projects. Some of us got out on our own and then got with these people. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is, this is not against these people. This is for us. Understand that none of these organizations would exist without us. They tell our stories, okay? But some of our stories do not get told. It is important that each one of our stories get told. You don't focus on one individual, you focus on every individual. There was a gentleman named John Grissom that was in Chicago at that meeting. But John Grissom had caught my attention when he came on and was speaking to Gayle King. And he said to Gayle King that the prison system in the United States is not set to free innocent, only to convict. That's it. But then in the same voice, he said that there are so many innocent people in prison right now to this day that they will probably die there. Now, if you do the numbers, and I like doing numbers because numbers don't lie. If you just do
Hey,
if you just do,
Denice. Hey,
sir.
so I think what he was, just not to cut you off, but in like what we're trying to do right now, and
Okay,
what you
so
know what I mean, like, and kind of keep it, because we can all, and I'm just, what I've noticed in a lot of the Zooms that I've done with other people and conferences, I've only been to a couple, but I just want to give everybody a little bit of time to say, hey, what's up, and if they had anything to say. But we want to build a committee and a somebody from every state, so we have representatives from every state, and we have this team so we can start to make this movement. We want to do a march at the White House, on National Wrongfully Convicted Day. We want to, create a nonprofit that's going to help people, breaking barriers or whatever it's going to be when they get out, stuff like that. We've all been inside. There's still brothers and sisters in there. We got the Innocent Project. We got attorneys that work on that. And this is just maybe I'm speaking off key here, but I want to get everybody together to say, hey, this would have helped, hey, and if you're struggling right now, if you need anything, what we can help with, what we can do to better our our road, whatever welcome home package, whatever it is. But go ahead.
okay, Tavares would be the individual that would actually be more on the financial things as far as setting that up, because he had a format for that. But I believe that what we are here to do is to come together for us. Again, the exonerees, we welcome everything about the Innocent Project, but it's the things that we need, because we the ones that were in prison. Okay, so there's
Let's
individuals
stick
that
to
are
that
homeless.
right now. Let's stick with that
Yeah,
right now. I want to hear from each one of these people that have been on, that came on here real quick, not to, be rude or cut
yeah,
anybody off, but
yeah.
give everybody opportunity real quick. We got a guy with his hand up here. And, just your struggles, something that can benefit, that can help, I want to, hear, hey, I needed this. I didn't get this. I didn't get any support. Something like that. Just quick rundown. And
We can brainstorm this now or later in our upcoming meetings, but I think what the people may want to know is, what do we call ourselves? Because as you talk about marching down on Washington and getting connected with other networks of people, they need to know, what do we actually call ourselves? What is this group of people doing this? And then once we get that name out there and it start to flourish and go all up and down the coast, east, west, wherever we're at, and then they know who to identify us with. And even if we don't have, like, we don't necessarily have to have I try not to even fall into leadership categories because once they know who the leader or who it is that's running the show, and then that's when the enemy comes in to try to knock you off. But as long as we know who it is that, I mean, what we all function, and we function as one unit, like one organization, a fully functioning unit, and then all of us are the brain of the operation, and we able to move forward in that.
So,
Each one of
so to
us have a
speak about that, I have Exoneree Island Ministries. That's already popping. You know what I'm saying? We already in, mad different states. We already got like 50 people in jails. I already have a Platinum Eagle LLC, which is a paralegal and investigation firm. Just a lot of stuff. That stuff is like done. We're gonna have different organizations to help the exonerees anyway. My suggestion is that everybody get them a five. I got a 508 too. I don't got a 501c3, which is the actual ministry. So it's way more benefits to a 508 if y'all familiar with that. One plan that I have just for the group is to get individuals educated in reference to these different things so that y'all can get the organizations because it's a lot of free money. Even though we'll have our specific group, but we want to make sure that everybody can eat, that everybody's comfortable, that everybody's learning that, so I'm also a part of the indigenous nation. Let me just tell y'all that too. So yeah, so I have a lot of knowledge in reference to ways that they was able to do certain things they was able to do and also ways around that stuff.
Okay. So
Another story,
my
we can talk
thing
about that another time. All right.
well, uh go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Um yes, I love what y'all, like I said, we spoke earlier that it would be nice to incorporate us or incorporate this with that or whatever. But again, it would be nice for us to have our own, you know what I'm saying, uh name or group, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, everyone here that's on here, you know what I'm saying, each one of these
That's
individuals
what we're
that's
gonna
on
do.
here
And we just got
sit as a
create names.
representative of their state, but there's no big I's and little U's here. There will be no dividing, period.
If you just
There will
listen to
be
what
no
I just
dividing.
said,
There will be no
you gotta
dividing. Yeah, no
you gotta
dividing
listen to what
conquer.
I just said. I said everybody will have their own. You have to listen. Everybody will have their own, and everybody will support each person. So you shouldn't even say that because that has nothing to do with anything that I just said. And I said that I already have an organization with probably 100 exonerees that I've already been doing this. That's already a 508. I already got a lot of sponsors and a lot of support from a lot of people that's in positions, and I hit the ground running. So this is already done. You understand what I'm saying? Now, whether we wanted to change and create something else or y'all wanted to do whatever y'all want to do, I'm here to support the team. So it's not, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't do that for
I
me. I
know
did that for
that.
the people that's in need, that's hurting, that's suffering, that's struggling. Them is the people. I live a life of service. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I
Yeah,
mentioned it
yeah,
earlier when we talked. And I said, listen, it ain't no big eyes and little U's. So that's why I said to
right.
get educated, to understand how to start your own, to get your own grant money so that you can pay yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you can get, big grants, and for the community, as we come together and realize what the community needs, like for instance, they may need coaching, right? Anybody can start a life coaching business, right? And you can get grant money to actually help the exonerees and get some coaches in place because people need coaches as soon as they get out of jail. They need to learn how to use their phones. They need to learn how to, some people gonna need counseling. Some people gonna need, investment training, all different kind of stuff. So I'm saying that it'll be equally beneficial for all of us, but we do have to figure out what is the issues inside of the community. And we get everybody together that want to be a part of it. And whoever don't, then they don't have to. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
If we created a 508 or whatever, and how many people can be on a board?
Well, it's different. I mean, you can always have the actual board, or you can have subcommittees, or it's just like any other. It's just like it's similar to the 501c3. So that's on you. It has to be, I think, at least 3 people. So I have other people to do all of this stuff. This is people that I paid to put all my stuff in place, where they're not going to try to grill people. So other people wanted to get it, they can holler at them, get their stuff put in place. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll just have people come on calls and just educate people. Like even with like credit and different things like that, I'll have them come on there, and then whoever want, whatever y'all want, y'all got it. Because I do have a lot of the resources. I feel that God did connect me with a lot of good people that's not gonna try to get over on us or try to grill us, and we can just have those calls, and the people want it, they do it. If not, then they don't. Simple as that.
Exactly.
I mean,
I mean,
I think that'll.
this was only a suggested group. You know what I'm saying? But it's for a purpose, and I believe that all of us want it to happen. You know what I'm talking about, Key?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? That we all have a cause here. Each one of us came out with something different. You know what I'm saying? That's improving us in some way. We just have to, embed it into. Each one of us need each other. That's the only thing I just say.
How many
We
people
all
on
need.
here?
We all need each other.
How many people on here got paid, or their trip paid to Chicago, or offered to go to the Innocent Conference?
My lawyers ought to pay mine, but I paid myself.
In Massachusetts, they pay for your first one, and then you have to pay from here on out.
And PA, the Innocence Project pay for all that. They're gonna pay for all that.
Well, I paid for mine and for like 5 other people to come.
The Innocence Project paid for me and my sister.
That every year, or is that just like in Boston there, just the first year?
Huh?
Yeah, in Boston, it's only the first year.
Yeah, so are they going to do there in Philly? Is it the first year, or are they going to pay every year to go? I mean, because that's something that we were talking about, is getting us all together and keeping us together and doing these things like Key was saying, like our own thing as the exonerees are free people, that we're going to go do a cruise, and we're going to get those fundings where those trips are paid for or at a reduction. But these groups that we create, or these nonprofits, I mean, because those are healing and mental health treatments and different things that we can benefit from, that the state will hopefully someday put in and pay that into that fund. But we take care of our brothers and sisters right now in that fashion, so we can heal within, because no one's there's people that are there, but it seems like we have to do it ourselves sometimes.
Well, like I say, our voices are the support. Our voices is what gives the Innocent Project their voice.
In New York,
but again, this is about us and about the things
again,
that we want to go.
Our stories. What we need is what we know what we need. You know what I'm saying? So it's like each one of us is like, all right, there's no way for the Innocent Projects to have a surplus amount of money, no matter which one it is, and have people that are homeless.
Facts.
And no matter what state in, if you in Washington D.C. and yet I'm an Innocent Project in Florida, and you're homeless in Washington, there's no way that Washington should be allowed to have you homeless. You understand?
But that's happening all over. Not with just Washington, a lot of things, right? And I want to say this right here while we're together. Not to interrupt. They don't care, man. Like, let's be real, man. Like, you ain't getting out here and they got no bags for you. I was paroled to the Innocent Project 7 years ago almost, right? And like, I ain't been exonerated yet. I'm one of the Virginia 3, man. My name is Nathaniel Pierce. I had life in 78 years and 60 days, and I ain't did nothing. And they set me out here for recidivism, man. Like, let's be real. They do not care, bruh. They told me they was going to fix this. I just got a chance to see the governor when I was in Chicago, and I've been out 7 years. Like that should sum that up right there. They do not care. That money that they raised, they're not giving it to us. Like, I'm out here, man. I'm almost homeless, man. Y'all need to hear this, man. It's up to me to do the right thing out here, man. Don't nobody else care. And I'm speaking up on this, man. That's why I wanted to have this meeting with y'all, man. This is what's going on. They keep on promising to exonerate me, man. And this is what we need to get together to stand behind one another, man. And I can help some of y'all guys, man. For real. Like with that dude that was talking, that they don't want to exonerate him, bro, we gonna take that back to the circuit court where you at. I can file a writ myself. Because the Commonwealth attorney got an obligation to correct what he knows to be wrong when it appears. I'm top of the line. You got the right one with you, bro. Just call me. Like, we got to come to the fact that these people do not care about us and work with us and work for us. And we got to start showing up at these hearings. You know what I'm saying? To let them know that we got support. That's the main thing. They ain't seeing that support in the courtroom from us. That's why they don't care.
But it ain't even just the hearings though. It's the exposure. So when we come together, so boom. So I'm about to start this innocent project called Enough, right? Now I'm a regional leader in one of the top marketing companies. I did one of the calls yesterday, for guys that come in, they don't got to use none of their own money, whatever. It's guerrilla marketing though, and they in almost every state, right? So I'm saying that we already got the people in almost every state, right? No matter what you're doing, you need the people. So the innocent project that I'm about to create is called Enough, right? One part of it is going to be a community conviction integrity unit. Now, this is something that each one of us could do. With the community conviction integrity unit, it's simple. Even if you got 5 people, 10 people, get them, go over the cases, have them go over the cases, identify the constitutional, procedural, or due process violations, and then have a meeting with the district attorney office. Simple as that, right? And start exposing it inside of the community because the stuff that they do to us is not being exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got convicted of a robbery that never happened because I was in a sundown town in an interracial relationship. I got convicted without a victim and without an eyewitness. You know what I'm saying? So, and I did 13 on that, altogether 18. You know what I'm saying? On that. But it's cool, though, because, we went through whatever we went through. But I'm saying that if any of that was exposed, that never would have happened. You know what I mean? So we have to come together, gather the community that want to help the community, and start exposing this stuff. Like, we got access to media. We got access to podcasts. I mean, social media is the key. Just get 50 exonerees and we all put the story on there of the corruption in that area and share with that whole area. Now it's going to bring a red flag because it's like, yo, that judge ain't right. That DA ain't right. Yeah, we going to cause hell in them areas. And that's how we get our rhythm. You know what I mean? This is what I believe. Like, but it takes time just to come together because the reason why they so successful is because they stick together. It's like the tortoise and the hare, right? We were stronger, we was faster, but if you notice, they was all in position. And that's where they at. They always in position and it look like they the same because they all work together and we lose every time. But we really don't lose. So I'm saying when we learn that and we start strategically placing our people in different areas, because we got the knowledge. Most of us got the discipline. We got the resources. A lot of us got the money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not, why can't we do it? You know what I mean? But people just have to not be selfish and put pride and ego to the side. And
I ain't got no money.
Listen, I ain't got no lawsuit money neither, bro. So I'm just telling you, like, I ain't make no excuse. I ain't got no lawsuit money.
Bill Lee believes that black people don't deserve no money in the state of Tennessee. He refused to exonerate black people. I hope this is going live. I promise you I do. Somebody needs to know about him. 200 people exonerated, and ain't now one of them black. Boy, please.
Boy, please. I know that's right.
Go ahead, fool.
I know that's right.
Somebody post that CNN.
Yeah, so one thing I want to be clear on, I empathize with every exoneree, not in theory exoneree, someone that went through the process and got their case dismissed by the state, because that's no small feat, especially if you played a role in it. It wasn't like you going to the gym while your attorneys is banging. No, those who put work in develop the fortitude to not just exist out here, but to thrive, right? And it's unfortunate what a lot of us had to go through to learn we had that skill set. But my challenge to everyone is, if you're going to come to the table and talk about what we're going to do, let me know what you're already qualified to do. You see what I'm saying? My brother too, he got his own organization here. I got my own organization here, the Harriet Tubman Project. When we get together, it's figuring out what we can do without spilling over in each other's work. And if someone's already got something up and running, it's not even wise to create a whole new thing. You see what I'm saying? How can we create satellites of something that already has an efficient business model? Because now we're talking about opportunity costs. I was 19 when I got locked up. I did 28 years. So I don't got the time to keep recreating things. It's like, what is working? What's sufficient? How can those measurables tie into this? And who are the persons delegating to make sure that's sufficient? You see what I'm saying? So we want to be wise and analytical about it. All of us got a wealth of knowledge, right? But we have to not be emotional and letting all of it out and that call like this. This is an introduction. It's like, yo, I did 28. I did this. I'm from this state. It's a roll call. Then it's identifying that we committed to do this work. Because how did this show up in your state? What are the commonalities we can jointly bang on? Because everyone's experience is different. I was a grinder, so I came out here. I'm not struggling, and I didn't get a lawsuit on a federal or state level. But you don't have to. Like, we have a winning mentality because we survived prison, we survived courts. We take that and translate it out here. I think that's the commonality of everyone here. But I'm not just gonna get in something to get in something. I don't got the energy for that. It has to be efficient. It's like I'm not just picking any lawyer. I need to grill them to make sure they ready for this journey. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with this. So I just want to make sure we all understand that we each have certain skill sets. I think those have to be identified to see if we form like Voltron. Because if we got two left legs or it's too many chefs in the kitchen, this may not be a meal I want to cook. You see what I'm saying? So we got to identify what skill sets, what measurables we got before we can figure out what we can do with those measurables. Because I don't even know what everyone does well or what everyone is efficient in. Once I figure that out, then we can kind of scale what we can do as a body.
Exactly.
I agree.
Well, again, this is the first step. You know what I'm saying? We can't, ain't no, this is a
Some
feeling out
guys
state.
don't know that.
Quan, you right on point, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I want to say,
Go ahead, Nate.
you know, a lot of guys getting out right now from prison, man. Exonerees and everything, man. Don't even know how to use the phone. Some can't even read and write, bro. And I agree with you. We gotta help each other. Like for real, man.
Okay.
Some of these guys need, like, people are putting it together now so you can go on your phone and know how to use your phone. Like he asked the guy earlier, do you know how they raise your hand on the Zoom chat? Some people don't even know how to do that. So I want to let everybody know that we're here, man. We can help each other. We're gonna help each other. That's where I'm at with it.
Now,
so y'all can get the committee right. We can form it that way.
And the best part of it that we help some people learn some stuff right now. Just small little steps, and it's a good thing to see.
Mr. Ricks just said earlier what his organization provides. So the only excuse I can think of is that he has a format that can be used. He's available right now. So why not just use him and his availability to us right now? That's my suggestion. But as far as forming the committee and everything like that, I go back to what Fuquan said. Before we dedicate and everything like that at the time and stuff, we know how precious time is to us. So let's actually get to know each other's skill set and where it fits into what we're trying to form.
I provide a platform. I actually own my business as a restaurant event space in Bethlehem, PA. We actually doing something this Saturday from 12 to 5 of the meeting of the minds with brothers in the community, brothers from the Nation of Gods and Earth, Nation of Islam, all throughout who have been through something and is still going through something. We're gonna get together and we're gonna discuss what we need to make our community safe, decent places to live. For all those that want to join us, you're all welcome. If you can get out to Bethlehem, PA is really in Fountain Hill, but it's considered Bethlehem. I'm inviting all y'all out, and I'll put the address and the link. But what we do is what I do is I provide the platform so that we do have city council members that come out, they listen, they have heard my spill, they know where I'm from, what I'm about. We have judges, we have officers, we have all different people from the community that's right there in the community, because it's not just people who are outside of the community that's coming in to police the community. You know what I mean? We need, if we ain't gonna police ourselves at this, they're gonna send somebody else in here to do it. You know, and I'm not opening up the door for nobody to come and do things that we can do for ourselves. But as long as we can do those things for ourselves, and then it's up to us to take care of it. And every nation or every group should be able to provide everything that that nation needs: food, shelter, clothing. We give out all of those things to the community. We teach brothers how to cut hair. You know, when it's back to school, we give out bags of books and book bags and things of that nature, have donated clothes, shoes, you know. So all of these things is for people to learn and understand and get to know us. But if they don't know us, and when I listen to some of the community, especially the older folks, what they say is that they're scared to leave their house. That sent off a bell in my brain, because as one of the members of the Nation of Islam and the FOI, is that we go out and then we make sure that our communities are safe. We make sure that people have things to take care of themselves. And I'm not with trying to push my thing on anybody, but you know, the enemy has never been on our side. And we can't keep falling to them or asking them to help us out when we can do these things for ourselves. You know what I mean? We pool our resources, we get our things together, and we make it happen. You know, so when my brother asked me to come on, yo, I'm with it all the way, you know, and I just provide the platform because we got a place to go. We got a building. It got two levels. We got a full functioning restaurant inside there. We want to cook up a meal and start handing out meals. That's all good too. You know what I'm saying? But we just need the people there and able to hold it down.
Okay. Now, check this out. Speaking of enemy, we know that the enemy that you're speaking on ain't got a color to it. It's got a system to it. Because there are black and white individuals that are exonerated.
We didn't say anything about
female.
So the enemy can be ourselves.
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the enemy. We're talking about the system.
That's right. And we need to clarify. We need to get it going, because when we're dealing with the system don't care about nobody but the system. And the only way to hurt the system is to get into their pockets. That's the only way you get to the system. Get into their pockets and you held these people accountable. But the one thing that I noticed coming home, and people always argue when they say, I don't vote or I don't register to vote. Well, that's how you get inside their pockets. Even if you don't care about how it is operating, you need to be part of the system in order to make a change inside the system. All of those laws that have come out that we utilize is because we was able to present a whole new thought process of thinking on how it is that they interpret that law. The Strickland versus Rostrian, the Bruin system, all of these different laws that have become Supreme Court cases is because somebody came up and said, yo, listen, man, I can use this in my case, and this is my experience, but I'm going to give you a whole new insight on how it is that it works for me. Change the law from the inside out.
Well, the fact is that let's do a reality check. That unless you've actually dealt with the system, you don't know nothing about the system. And sadly, until you deal with the system, you ain't gonna care about the system. The fact is that none of us knew law until we stepped in front of that judge charged with what we were charged with. Unless you were a law student or happened to be fascinated with it, or you had somebody prior to you in your family that was going through that system. But the fact is that all of us now that have actually had to go to the legal room to study these laws and get all these things down to back and to speak for ourselves in the courtroom, because I spoke for myself. We have to do the educating of the law.
By what? Brother D Nice, let me ask you a question. Our youth, do they have to go through the same experiences that we went through in order to learn a lesson?
Okay, now they say experience is the best teacher. All right.
It's not.
So I don't want them to experience what I experienced. Okay. I don't even want them to experience what these individuals got them waiting for to experience. Okay.
So we educate them early.
So we educate them early. Okay. So it's like what we plan on doing this march. Let me show you how significant this march is. If we march on Washington, just the exonerated, or with the assistance of some of these innocent projects, we march on Washington. We're bringing publicity and awareness to the plight of the actual innocents. Those stories that can be told there, the Million Man March. Now you listen to the stories of the individuals here, how some of them loved ones are gone and they're here by themselves. You tell me how I allowed the person who cut my mother's head off to receive grace from me. Yeah, I got stories to tell a whole lot of young people. So do we all. So yeah, let's get to them first. And this right here, what we plan on, that'll get to them. It'll bring awareness to these individuals, bro. It'll let these individuals know, man, you got a group of individuals who put their efforts and put their time and consideration of thinking about y'all on walking to Washington or going to Washington to protest in front of this man and tell these men the truth of the horrors of the system and what it done to us. Let the public hear that. See how much support you get then.
You know, like, I think sometimes we forget that slavery was legal and it just changed from a color thing to a class thing, right? This is what America was built on. You know, we look at our cases, hey, you know, it was legal to wrongfully put people in slavery and rape our mothers and sisters and all this. You know, this was part of the legal system here. So when we're
If all laws,
so what I'm saying is that it just has to be strategic. Hold on, Nate. Hold on. It has to be strategic where we come together. It's no more just moving pieces on a chessboard. We come together with a strategy that we all can come up with together where we're going to get the results that we need to get. I'm not saying we can't go march. If y'all want to go march, you can go. You know, I support the movement. But what I'm saying is, it's been a lot of marches. It's been a lot of things. And a lot of them things ain't getting nothing done. So what I'm saying is that it has to come close and personal. I'm not saying go to war. I'm not saying being violent. I'm not saying none of that. But I'm saying that it needs to be a strategic way. And truth be told, I think we need to come together. We need to pray on it and let God give us the answers in reference to which way is the way to go about doing this. You know what I mean? Because it's a Jericho. We're warring against a system. This is Pharaoh. This is the Pharaoh spirit that we're warring against right now. Let my people go. They don't want to do it. And even with the exonerees that already got out, well, this is the reason why we're talking about the issues. A lot of dudes have not got compensated. They force people to take pleas. We need to make that an issue. Hell no. You can't just force them to take pleas. Of course they're going to take a plea to get out of jail. I got one of the brothers who actually took a plea and still hit them for millions of dollars, which was the first case, you know, that was like that. Y'all can look up the case. He's in Philly. But what I'm saying is that, like, we just have to be strategic and come up with a new way to attack this. We can't just do it the same way that everybody else been doing it because they ain't getting no results. They still doing the same damn thing and they don't care. And all of them innocent projects, I mean, not for nothing. Listen, I'm not knocking them because they help people get out of jail, you know. But what I'm saying is this: if you're making all of that money and you got all of these exonerees that you making money off of, and they have nothing, that's a problem, bro. That's a problem. Like, them dudes had tears in my eyes the other day when I'm talking to these dudes that done did 35 years and they say, oh, they didn't file my lawsuit. And some of these dudes can't even read. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. And this is the stuff that we need to make an issue.
I'm just saying, just make it an issue. I mean, because truth be told, if the innocent project gets sued, what are y'all doing with close to $1 billion? Why is Exonerees paying for conferences? Why? I mean, let's be real. On most of those cases, they're not paying crazy money to get everybody exonerated. They're not. They got most of them is going through the law students. So they're doing most of the work. They already got professors and stuff like that. They're going over the cases. You know, they may have to pay for investigators and specialists and stuff like that on some of the cases, but they're not doing that on all of the cases. And what I'm saying is that all of that money, they need to create something where they could give dudes, you know, something to survive out here. I helped so many people, man. Like Nate. That's how I got connected with Nate. Jason Flom connected me with Nate and was like, yo, you know, he need help. And then he connected me with his other two brothers, and I've been helping them, like I said, out of my own bread for a while. I paid for him to come to the conference. You know what I'm saying?
Keith,
I'm saying, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
The Innocent Project.
Go ahead, Jason. Go ahead, Jordan.
They have adopted some new reentry things and some guidelines. Heidi worked on it with me and I think Rodney in some of our Zooms, and they put it in and they agreed on it at the conference the first day. So I know there is a lot of stuff in play for mental health, and I don't know about, you know, housing and stuff where, you know, I haven't heard much, but I know that there is a work in progress on that reentry side. And so they are aware of it. They are working on it. I can't tell you any details on it, you know, because I don't know, but I hear where you're coming from, you know, and it's a sad reality. There's so many people out there that don't get help, and we've all witnessed some part of it. But I just wanted to add that I know that they are adding some things, you know, and they are aware of some of the problems.
Okay, in support of what you said, Contra, you're correct. No lie. Because, like I say, just leaving Nashville on the 30th of last month, Jason was speaking, you know what I'm saying, concerning legislation. It is legislation that is fighting all these innocent projects that are being knocked down, that are not being innocent projects that are not able to provide money to these individuals. You know, they have to go to these conferences and everything like that, and they pay these individuals. Okay, our enemies is not the Innocent Project, because they do what no one else has chosen to do for free. Okay, but we're talking about a system that they're fighting against. Okay, we're talking about the court system that is set up not to free you. Again, you made the point, country. How do you? The state don't have to prove innocence. I mean, prove that you're guilty once you're guilty. They ain't got to prove it, and you know what I'm saying? They got to prove it, period. But after you get out, you got to go through the process of proving that they said that they were wrong. Now I got to say that they were wrong and how they were wrong, and they already showed you how they was wrong and how they were wrong. Just to get some money. Right. And the money that you're giving individuals, take it. I don't care if you give someone with one, the number one with a beat behind it. Ain't gonna compare to what was lost in time.
I got a question. How much did the Innocent Project raise at the conference?
90 million.
So let's be real. First of all, they're not doing it for free. Let's erase that. All right. If they raising 90 million off of our backs.
Oh, excuse me. They raised what? No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. That Chicago trip we just went to.
Hold on, no, hold on. Let's squash that real quick, because all we can confirm is their expenses and things that were paid was 90. What was it? The
90, yeah.
And I think they're total like 130 or something like that.
120.
But yeah.
120. Every
state is that, you know, and we got to understand.
We're trying to get out of this draw.
Bro, we talking about $120 million for an event. All right.
This wasn't
We're
at the
talking
event. This is for the year.
that they're raising money based upon, even for the year, how many people did they get exonerated for the year? This is stuff that just needs to be looked into, right? I'm not knocking,
Yeah, well,
I am knocking it. I am knocking it. I am knocking it. With all of them people that's out there suffering, right? I met like so many people that's suffering, right? I'm knocking that. I'm knocking that they making that kind of money off people's backs. Yeah, they may be helping people get out of jail, but they ain't doing it for free. All right. If you're making 90 million or you're getting it's probably way.
You got to say it right.
You know what I mean? It's not gonna ever be the actual numbers.
They're actually doing something that no one else has ever chosen to do for you or for each one of us. They
Bro,
took on
lawyers
the
is
case
getting
for
people
free.
out of jail all the time. If they got $90 million, that's not listen. They're not doing it for free. If you can make $90 million and create a group of people and help people get out of jail and get paid for that, and then don't help the people after they get out of jail, and then these people are suffering and struggling the way that they are, that's a problem because you only making money off of those people back.
And that's what they understand now. And like I said, this was Peter and them that co-founded this and created it because of that. And that 90% of the brothers and sisters out there have been helped by them. So I don't want to sit here and say anything negative about them. And it's about raising awareness to them and making the problems, aware to them. And,
Again,
because we got to think about it that way.
This is not against them. This is not made against them.
No, it's not made against nobody. It's just a conversation that we was having. It's not against nobody.
These are facts being told, bro. That's all that is. These are facts being told. That's all.
Yeah, it's not against nobody, but just the facts is that if it's that level of money, and we know that we don't have the actual numbers, and it's all of these people that's struggling, and they making money off these people's backs, and they don't got anything in place. They don't need to do that right now. They should have did it.
If you made $90 million, ain't no way Nate Daniel Pierce should be homeless.
Ain't no way any of the exonerees should be struggling. It should be some kind of housing.
It should mean that I can't even remember that. I can't even remember dude's name. I can't even remember that white boy's name. And I can't, excuse me saying white boy, whatever, but bruh's name. I wish I remembered his name, but dude was crying on that screen. They were 2 hours from executing this man. Do you imagine what the PTSD is for life for him? He said he wakes up every motherfucking morning screaming. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
There comes a point in our time where, like the innocent process, I have to say it like this, right? They never did nothing for me, and I wrote them several times. But that doesn't dismiss people that they did help. What I want to get out there is that, we can't, and that's anyone of us, any black man in America, any white man in America who has been through the struggle, who has done some things, who are still grinding. You can't look at somebody else to do what you can do for yourself. It's time to get up and stand on your own, man. We've been doing it for X amount of years inside a public toilet. When you sleep when you go to jail, you wake up only one side of the bed. You can only get off on one side of the bed, and the toilet is right next to your face. Come on, man. We've been cooking out of hot pots for the last X amount of years. So you could come out here. It's time to make something for yourself and keep it moving, man. Ain't none of it. I always say to myself, and this is my mantra: failure is not an option. So it don't matter what's happening in my life and how it is that it's happening. I suffer from some serious PTSD and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? The war zone. But when you've been doing this for X amount of years, it is, and you get a second chance, like my brother said, he loved being outside and free. Well, this your chance. Be outside and free and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? The light is on you, and you're gonna shine as long as you're willing to put in the footwork. If you're waiting for somebody else to do it, then keep on waiting, brothers.
See, I'm like you, Key. Key, I'm like you, bro. my whole, don't say my existence. My whole thing, bro, is that help.
I hear you.
My whole thing is this, bro. I am to be of service. That is my job, to be of service. I accept that wholeheartedly. You know, if I could bring someone closer to God, or I could bring someone closer to their fulfillment in their life or whatever, and have God involved in that, man, by all means. Yeah, we should pray and ask for God's divine help and guidance in this. Because this is monumental, bro. Real talk. Because, like I say, all of us in different states, and we met through an unfortunate event that has united us. But all along, check this out. God knew us before. So all this was already written. We just got to go on through with it. Oh, yeah.
I agree. I think what we should do though, where there is not clarity, there's chaos and confusion. There's not order, is disorder. So like when we set the cause up in the beginning, we can agree upon this, right? Ain't no big I's and little U's, and we'll have rules for the group that we can agree upon. Maybe in the next group we can just establish that of whatever the topics may be, whatever we want to focus on, whatever. I don't whatever we all agree upon together, and then we create that, and then we just start moving forward from there.
There was a lot of people missing from this that I know would want to be in part of this or whatever. So, how many people on here still?
It's Peter's here.
8 people.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 of us on here. Okay. So, I know CC gonna want to be involved. He just seeing bro. Jordan, excuse me, off the subject. Jordan, I need you to send me that number so I can call bro about his mom being passed away.
Yeah,
let y'all know that.
You got it. You got a pen?
Just text it to me when we get off.
Hey, I got something else I want to talk about. Can I get the floor for a minute?
Hold on, Nate. A brother of ours, mom had passed away.
Wow.
And that's what CC is right now. And him and a couple of brothers went to the hospital to visit, bro. So I think it would be important, man, that we show support to bro and his family, man. Country, you got the information or whatever, because I don't remember where.
The group.
Yeah.
How do you spell his last name?
I don't remember. Jordan Spencer, Spencer, or something like that. Spence.
SPENCR.
Spencer. Yeah. Ben Spencer?
Yeah.
All right. I'll send it to everybody in the group there.
Yeah, man.
Hey, can I get 1 minute, man? It's like this,
go ahead,
right?
Nate.
I really wanted to talk to y'all about mental health, right? And I hope everybody stands for this, man. Like when I was in prison, the only way a guy could get a phone call and he ain't got nobody was to play crazy, right? And the guys that really needed the help wasn't getting the help because they was too afraid to go and tell somebody that they had a problem, right? And this is like a problem that I had, right? And like I had to give everything I had to God, man, to change my ways, man, because I knew that I could help people, right? And I'm just being honest, man. A couple months ago, I was so angry and mean, man. It's a change, man, from where I was to where I'm at now, man. And I think that talking to a specialist has helped me, man. Keontae has helped me, man. Y'all can ask him, man. I have transitioned, man, and mental health is big, man. I was locked away for life in 78 years for something I ain't had nothing to do with, didn't know nothing about. And they put me back out in society, man. And I'm still not all the way right, man. I can feel the first bath they gave me, man. They gave me a bath with a water hose, man. I was tortured. You know, and we really need to talk about mental health, man. Like, and I think a lot of these guys need to talk about the things they went through, man, because you can't get it out of you. You can only talk about it to relieve the stress, man. I've talked to 11 psychologists, man, and that's just what it is, man. It's a trust issue. You're never going to be able to get rid of it. And I yield right here, man. Like, for real, mental health is serious.
I don't know, bro.
Man.
You better than me, and I know I went through hell. But if the motherfucker would have came and tried to wash my ass, wash me with a water hose, shit, shit, bitch, I ain't your animal. I'd have snapped right then and there. I
I
probably would
had
have been
life for 78
at
years, man.
47,
They put you in the
78 years.
room.
On that day right there, I'd have caught that charge.
Hey, they put you in a room down here in Virginia, put shampoo in your head, and turn the water on and
Real
bath you
talk.
from behind the wall
On that
with
day,
the same thing that they shoot fires out with.
I thought, hold on. They don't come in the room with you.
No, they put you inside the shower and they in another room and they spray your head, everything, man. Like, for real, man.
Oh no,
Like,
this
was really torture, man.
walking around because you ain't gonna treat me like no animal.
Yeah,
You know,
but I
and
just say
then
this
when I
though.
did get to prison, they used to bring the shower to the door and hook the shower up. I had life for 78 years, so I wasn't able to be out there with everybody.
I've seen
You
that
know?
before. Yeah, I've seen that before. That ain't nothing new.
Oh, I know.
And I ain't killed nobody, so I got trauma.
Yeah. Yes, you
You're
do.
right though. God gonna heal all of us. I mean, Jesus is wrongfully in prison too, right? So I mean, and he was sentenced to death row. So I'm just saying right now, that's why we need our community because we can talk to each other. You know, even for us that look like we winning, you know, we are winning actually. We free, we healthy. You know, we're focusing on building and stuff like that, but we still need to be around people who can understand us. You know, and we may fit in, but we really don't fit in with a lot of these people. And we need each other. You know what I mean? You know,
I love
we need
that.
each other.
I love not
Yeah.
fitting in. God didn't
No,
make me to fit in the circle. He didn't want me
I
to
do
join the club.
too. I do too, but I'm talking about the
Now
mental
gonna
health
fit me in the
issues.
class.
You need a brother that could understand what you're going through because when you going through that, like this been the hardest season of my life. I'm just telling you. And by God's grace and mercy, I'm still standing, still pouring into people, still helping all these people in these different states and doing all this stuff. And
Well, you different.
I just gave it to God. I couldn't do it on my own.
Right, you my brother. See, I wasn't talking about you. I ain't talking about nobody on here because these are my family. This is my family. Understand? You're different. You're not built from the same cloth as the individuals that I was discussing. You know, I just want you to do that part. Yeah.
No, understood. I wasn't saying that. I was just saying that we need each other. You know what I mean? I was just saying that, you know, it's always better, you know, even though at the conferences it's sad, but I also see a happy moment because it's like, man, I'm around people who understand what I'm going through.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, and like I said, everybody ain't gonna come together, everybody ain't gonna work together, you know, that's fine. And we ain't trying to get everybody to come together.
I ain't trying to get everybody.
We want the people that want to come, that want to work, that want to grow, that want to build. That them is the people that we want to learn, grow, and build with together. And for the other people, let them live their life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. Just let them live their life. You know.
I'm with all that. Go on, do y'all. I ain't gonna have nothing against you, or you know, I'm gonna be all for you though. But I ain't gonna have nothing against you. I ain't gonna give you that. I ain't gonna give you that much time. That much time in my thought pattern. You know what I'm saying? Because I got more time behind me than I got in front of me. You know. So,
hey, Key, like you're. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, like the mental health, like Nate was saying, you know, it's for people like, you know, for instance, for me, I didn't know anything about the Innocent Network, nothing. So I fought the case by my buddy funded me. He's like, I got you through this entire, because he knew, but besides that, I'd be fucked. I'd be still sitting in there, you know, and you get out, you don't understand what you need or the help that you need. And fuck, you go off on the deep end, you know, because you're expecting everybody to understand you and you to be, you know
that
when really that's not the case.
Bro, we all built different. See, you ain't built the same as I am, but
if there was and I know Life After Justice is working on with mental health people to train them and stuff like that. But it's like, hey, if I have a crisis or something, yeah, I can call my brothers. But a lot of times, we think we can handle it ourselves, or we
Okay.
go to whatever, hey, whatever shuts it down, whatever. But it's a major thing because it all starts up here, and
Okay.
if you're not right
So
in the
check
mind,
this out.
nothing else is gonna.
This real talk.
Jordan, I think you
This real
got
talk. This real talk, big country.
Jordan.
So
I think. Okay.
I can't see me allowing someone to do it. To me, I basically a test study. I mean, I know you're a doctor and everything like that, but to me, when I do analysis of things and everything like that, I go in depth. So you're a doctor, you're a physician. So really, you are a practitioner. You practice and shit. Now, don't practice on me. Period. So I do with titles of shit. I'm dealing with titles of things. So I've been in prison. Anyone that I know that's been in prison that has been exonerated and stuff like that, I know these people suffer because I suffer. How you gonna talk to me about something that you ain't never experienced and think that you gonna understand? And I don't need a yes man, and I don't need someone who's just gonna simply agree with me. I need someone who's gonna tell me just like it is. And the only person that can do that is the people that you're talking to now. And that's a fact, bro.
Think though, as we grow, we just build a Oh, go ahead, my bad.
No, you go ahead, bro. I'm through.
No, I'm just saying though, as we start moving forward, because I ain't gonna make the call too long, right? We just make like, I don't know, whatever time y'all want to, and then we'll just stick on specific topics.
Yeah.
Like I said, to be very strategic as to
Well, we
what
all
we
have to
to
come
do,
to an
like in
agreement
this
on anything.
moment,
And
like who's
anything that we
dealing with
move from
what
this
they're
point
dealing
on,
with.
we all have to come to an agreement. Everything has to become to an agreement
Yeah.
from this point on. So if someone has a specific date or a time or whatever they would like to choose that's convenient for them, let's work around that. So each person, let me know. I'm letting you know now. I don't give a fuck.
So what time? So what time do y'all want to? What days do y'all want to have these meetings, and what time? On what days? Somebody could throw it in the atmosphere. If everybody in agreement, then that's when we'll schedule the next meeting.
I told you I don't care. Whatever time, whoever make up the date, that'll be it.
Would y'all want to have it earlier or later?
I would say later because some brothers missed it due to being at work.
So like 9 o'clock?
I mean, we can do 9 or
Time out. You got to do everybody's time zone, baby.
Oh yeah, the time zones. That's a fact. Everybody in different time zones.
Well, far as the brothers here in Chicago, I
9.
say anytime after 7 will probably work for us.
All right.
Because that goes 5
After
here,
7?
that goes 8, and yeah.
I'm free. Only time I can't come is like 7. I say 7 to like 8:30. I got a prayer line that I run every single night. Right there. And then we got a Kingdom Men group, which will be good for a lot of y'all to come on there too. We run that it's an international men group. A lot of very successful people that's inside of it too. That's every Sunday at 9 o'clock on Zoom, and that's every Wednesday on 9 o'clock at Zoom. And then other than that, I can move things to the side for the bros. You know what I mean? Because I don't.
Send me that information, Keith.
Yes, sir. I'll put it in there right now.
Or we can do Saturdays. Most brothers are off work the weekend.
Yeah, but Saturday is the holy day.
The Sabbath.
It's a Sabbath day.
Yeah, I'll be on Bible study almost. That is another day. Like I'll be on Bible study like almost the whole Sabbath. Well, at least from 2 to 6. But I mean, doing this is holy work. You know what I mean? Like we helping the broken people. You know what I mean? Come together and get solutions. It's not like it's. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's personal. It's not personal benefit, but we helping the bros. So what day y'all say?
I ain't said no day. I said whatever day y'all choose is good for me. So whoever come up with a day, I'm in agreement with it.
Thursday evenings. Thursday at 9.
It would be better to do the latest time zone That way, every time zone before it will be already known that it's coming.
So y'all want to make it
That's
like
why I
10,
said
like
Thursday at 9 or 10.
Thursday at 9 or 10?
Thursday at 9 or 10.
Or 9 to 10.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Everybody cool with it, or anybody in disagreement with it?
You get like maybe a 10-minute warning or 15-minute warning in advance. That way, you can get prepared or whatever. That should be enough time for a motherfucker to get ready. You know what I'm saying? Knowing they come, or 30 minutes ahead of time, because you might be driving and you can't take your hand off the wheel, or you might be with some other individual. But
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
or
so
you
that's what
might
we
be
so we
with some
locked in.
individual.
So we locked in at Thursday, 9 o'clock, and just invite your other brothers. That's exonerees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then we can pick our circle within the circle and strategically come together and figure out how we're gonna do this.
Topics from there. I think it's best we could choose topics from there and not expect individual to have one before we get there, because I believe that because of the individuals that we all seem to be, that we're diversified in so many fields.
Well, I mean, however we decide, I mean, the key is just starting somewhere, right? Just coming together and then figuring it out. It just got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? And we'll figure it out along the way, trial and error, just like everything else. You know what I'm saying? But we already know that, as long as we just clear with everybody so that it's not no misunderstandings and we just move forward with it.
Thursday, 9 to 10.
That's cool. All right, Thursday, 9 to 10. All right, I'm going to end the call. Peace, love, and blessings to all of y'all, man. And I'm here, too. So if y'all know my numbers, if y'all ever
Hey,
going through some
country,
stuff, y'all
call
need to
me,
talk,
man.
hit me
All
up.
right, now
What's
appreciate
up, bro?
y'all.
Hey,
I will.
hey, Key.
Call me,
What up?
Hey,
country.
Deontay.
I will. I'll call you.
What's up, bro?
What's
How
up,
you,
bro?
man? All right,
Hey,
man. I'm
Key.
chilling. Love you guys. All right,